Welcome to my Google tutorial for using Google Forms as a quiz tool. My name is Mr. Rubel. I'm one of the K teachers here at Johnson High School, and I've used Google Forms for quizzes since I started teaching here, and I use them for everything. I've even written a 75-question semester exam using a Google Form. It does take a while to set up, but once you have them set up, the real power is in what you can do with them after the kids have taken the test. So I'm going to talk about that. First, I do want to talk about setting up a quiz. I have a quiz on the screen that I asked the administration to take for FERPA reasons. I didn't want to use a quiz that I've already given to students. So I wrote this little 6-question test related to the sports industry, which is related to my sports and entertainment marketing class. When you open up a quiz in the upper left-hand corner, it'll say untitled form, and I always type in a title right away because it reminds me, since I'm at the top of the screen, to go over and set up the settings right away for the quiz, because I have forgotten in the past and then I've had to re-give a quiz and the kids don't like it. It takes more time. So if you set the settings up and you get the quiz set up properly right away, you're going to avoid potential issues later on. There's 3 tabs under the settings dialog box: General, Presentation, and Quizzes. Under the General tab, I always collect to get their email address because I don't have to worry about trying to figure out who took what quiz. I do know some teachers that use Google Forms as well, and they put in a question that asks for the student's name. I just collect their email address because it's one click and then I know who's who. Requiring sign-ins restrict to Northeast users is defaulted, and I leave it as is. And then I do limit the quizzes to run response because I don't want students taking a quiz 4 times and then having them say, well, I got a 10 on the quiz. Well, you did on the 4th try. I limit it to 1 response. I have a retake policy in my classroom that has nothing to do with this quiz because it would be too easy to take it a second time and then get a passing grade. So I have a retake policy that's separate from the quiz. So I only let them take the quiz 1 time. In the presentation tab, I check shuffle question order, and that is to shuffle the questions in the order for each student on the computer screen, which helps reduce the potential for cheating. When we get into writing the questions on the actual quiz, you'll see that there's an option to shuffle the answers as well, the answer choices, so that the students really are looking at completely separate tests, even though they're all answering the same questions. They're seeing the questions in a different order, and the answers are going to be in a different order for each question. So it really does help reduce cheating. So I check shuffle question order. You can click to show the progress bar if you have multiple pages. That 75-page or 75-question semester exam is over 7 pages or 8 pages. And so I did show the progress bar now so the students can see how far along. Most of my quizzes are 1 to 2 pages, so I don't click it typically for a quiz. Under the quiz tab, the only thing you have to click is to make it a quiz. Everything else is defaulted as the way it is, and I do leave it the same. You can change it if you would like, but I release the grade to the students right away because they want to know what grade they got, so I release it right away so that they can see it. I also want them to see missed questions and the correct answers to those missed questions, so that if I do have a reteach situation, they at least have already seen the correct answer, so there's already some movement toward getting it right. Especially if you have 1 or 2 questions or have a reteach, they will have something in place already to show what the correct answer is. And then the point values for each question. When we write the questions, you'll see you have an option to make point values different for each question, and so I let the kids see how much each question was worth. Once you save that settings information, now you have the quiz set up. Then it's just simply writing questions and answers for each question. The question options themselves, whether it's a multiple choice or a short answer, is on the upper right of the question, and multiple choice checkbox or drop down is the only options that will grade automatically. Short answer, paragraph, linear scales, you have to grade manually, so you're not going to be able to have an automatic grade to it. Multiple choice checkboxes and drop downs will automatically grade for you, and you'll see that with the answer key in the lower left hand corner of each question. So once you've typed a question, I'm going to leave it as multiple choice. You've typed a question, you type your answer choices, and then when you click the answer key, you'll see again that you can establish how many points you want that particular question worth, and then you can click the correct answer. The cool thing is, whether you're using drop down, checkboxes, or multiple choice, you can actually have multiple correct answers, which is kind of a cool feature. So once you have the answers established, the number of points established, you basically have the question done. The only other thing is in the lower right-hand corner where the vertical 3 dots is, you'll see the shuffle option order, and that's going to, again, shuffle those answer options, which, again, is going to help reduce the potential for cheating. It's not going to eliminate it, but I think it does help reduce it. Once you have the quiz set up, and I typed, again, 6 different questions, you give the quiz, the kids take the quizzes, and the real power with this, again, to me, is what you can do with the information after the students have taken the quiz or the test. Specifically, one, hopefully you'll see a bell-shaped distribution within your answers. A couple of the administrators purposefully did poorly on this because I asked them to, so I don't have a very good bell shape. Matter of fact, only 3 responded. I understand they're busy, so not everyone was able to respond. So you can kind of see a distribution, but the real power to me comes within the frequently missed questions, because it'll help you establish if there's something you need to reteach, and it can be more focused. Instead of reteaching an entire lesson maybe, or even a lesson, you might be able to specifically zero in on a part of a lesson, which will shorten your reteach times if you have to reteach something. Or maybe you can even see, well, that question was actually worded poorly. Maybe it needs to be reworded to where the kids will understand it better. So to me, being able to see the frequently missed questions and having these statistics is going to help with the potential reteach and focusing on the proper reteaching. The other thing is you'll get a list of the scores. You have the student's name through their email, their score, and so now putting grades into GradeSpeed becomes fairly easy because you got that list right in front of you instead of a stack of papers that you have to try and do manually. So you have it right in front of you. You can open up a window with GradeSpeed and just plug and chug, and now you've got the information. So it makes putting grades in easier to me. The frequency of missed questions helps figure out what I have to reteach if I have to reteach anything, and then seeing what the point distribution was. That is my tutorial on using Google Forms as a quiz tool. Again, to me, the power is the information that you can get after you've taken the quiz, or your students have taken the quiz. My name is Mr. Rubel again. I use these all the time. I'm still learning stuff every day on how to make these even better. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I'm in room E204. Thank you very much for listening to my tutorial. Have a good day.